Good morning and welcome to SimWorld today, a Tuesday opening day edition for SimWorld U here on SimWorld today. I am Marsh, joined by JR Storm. Happy Tuesday, JR. Happy opening day.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this for a long time, Marsh. Ready to get to it. Going to be some more great basketball tonight. Can't wait for. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
It sure is a loss of words. We got plenty to get to. We're going to preview both of the broadcasted games today. We've also got special guest Deontay Porter joining the show from Gotham 5. But let's start in chronological order with the first game up at 7 p.m. Going to be broadcasted by ESPN, and that is LSU going on the road to take on Cooper Flagg and number 2 Duke. JR, is this, you got a number 2 ranked team versus an unranked team. You got the best player in prep basketball a season ago making his collegiate debut. Is this an LSU loss? Is Duke rolling? What are you looking for in this one?
Well, first, LSU, I think, is a team that a lot of people are expecting to struggle this season. And, people are more so looking towards next year or the year after that with a lot of the guys they're recruiting down at the prep level. But I look for Duke to definitely dominate and control their own home court. With Cooper, Victor Selgauskas, DeMario Duval. I see LSU struggling, on the road. But then again, one thing we have learned is that anything can happen.
This is going to be a big one, right, for Akeem Young. I think this is going to be a huge moment for him having to go up against Cooper Flagg. He had his struggles at the prep level in slowing down Flagg. I think that's pretty unanimous across the board. But I think if you just look at these two teams, there's certainly a stark difference in terms of the depth and the skill set of both rosters. Duke is just going to walk in with better pieces. And I think this is a huge challenge for LSU. Obviously, like you mentioned, they've gotten a number of guys over the last couple of seasons, most notably Kai Killens, but that guy's not here yet. And so it's great that they have this commitment from a top-tier prospect, but they're going to need pieces from this roster right now. And as you look at LSU, I don't really see a guy. Akeem Young's going to give it the old college try, but I don't know that even he's in a position right now to be capable of slowing down a guy like Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, no, I think, as you said, he really struggled against him down at the prep level, and now here we are at the college level. But for LSU, one other guy that I am really curious to see how he plays out is sophomore Patricio Ramirez.
Yep.
With the offensive ability that he brings to the floor and the ability to score, pretty much in every possible way. But between him and Akeem Young, I just don't know if that's going to be enough to make LSU successful this season.
Patricio is going to be the best offensive piece, and he had a great career at SimWorld South America, doing it with very few pieces around him. But I think what'll be the key for this one, if you are LSU, is trying to beat Duke with size, because this is a team with Duke that is not starting a whole bunch of guys that are all that big. You've got Jeremiah Minor, who's 5'11". You've got Roderick Little, who's 6'1". You've got DeMario Duval, who's 6'2". Yes, all three of those guys are currently in the top 57. Duval's the last of them on SimWorld TV's draft big board. But that is going to be the one, I think, advantage that LSU can have. If they can attack the perimeter and get into the paint, force Cooper Flagg to be the paint-stopping big man for Duke, I think LSU has a shot in this. On the other side, they're going to have to try to slow down on what is quite a bit of speed. Duval is a menace with the basketball. Roderick Little is a menace with the basketball. Jeremiah Minor is a menace. This is going to be a high-octane Duke team, all basically swirling dervishes around a two-man front court of Flagg and Ilgauskas. If LSU can win the perimeter battle, I think they've got a shot. But even with that, being how effective Flagg and Ilgauskas are inside the paint, defending the rim, even with this smaller backcourt for Duke, I still like their chances here, not only here against LSU, but also this season. Let's move on to the second game of our doubleheader. That's going to be Arizona and Alabama. This is a rematch of last season's Sweet 16. Alabama reigned supreme in that one. Bit of a new look for Arizona, but let's start with Alabama. DJ Childs, he's fully healthy. He's been deemed healthy enough to play, I guess we should call it. It was released over the weekend. Talked about it yesterday on the Marsh Pod, but DJ Childs is cleared to go. Any concern level as we walk into this game, it's just a big one, obviously, facing off a very talented, yet somehow unranked Arizona squad.
Yeah, Arizona, even though they are unranked, definitely not a team to be taken lightly, and that's because of Corey Ames and Khalil Erickson. One of the, I think, what is going to be one of the more underrated duos in all of SimWorld U. For Arizona, I think the question comes down to, can Corey Ames take that next step offensively, which was the entire storyline surrounding him for all of his prep career as well. You know what he's going to bring defensively. Can he take that next step offensively? And then for Alabama, yes, DJ Childs is good to go, but is he going to be 100%? Is he going to be playing like his normal self? I think for Alabama, you've definitely got a few more options beside him, a little more depth than what you would with Arizona. So I look for Henderson, Levin Cutler, even to kind of get in and help pick up the slack of what Childs can't bring to the floor. So I think this is my most favorite matchup of the two tonight, to be quite honest, because I think this one could definitely go right down to the wire.
This one feels more balanced. Like we said, there's a pathway for LSU to win, but I don't think many people are going to be expecting them to. I said it on Monday. DJ Childs is the straw that stirs the drink in Alabama. That's not to say they don't have talent. Rodrigo Falls is a really good shot creator and shooter. Quincy Henderson is a guy that can play, I think, one of the better two-way wings in college basketball right now. Levin Cutler is an unproven but capable freshman that they're probably going to be seeing plenty of in this starting lineup. And then you mentioned Dwayne Epps, a very, very good interior presence for this team, who's probably going to be able to take on a lot of that interior defensive role that they need from Alabama. But how far this team is going to go, and that starts tonight, is with DJ Childs. And if he's not fully healthy, and it is apparent that he's not fully healthy, this Alabama team, despite having good talent on it, suddenly becomes a middle-of-the-road team and not a championship contending team. That's where Childs changes this entire equation for the Crimson Tide. Meanwhile, for Arizona, yeah, we could talk about Corey Ames. Yeah, we could talk about Khalil Erickson. But the best player on this team is Juan Valentine. Juan Valentine carried this team throughout last season. Khalil Erickson had some big nights, but it was Juan Valentine down the stretch in Hoops area that led this team to the Sweet 16. Yeah, we get Corey Ames back, but at this point, it's been now season 3 of wondering what the offensive bag is for Corey Ames. I've said it before. We're reaching the point in time where we actually need to see a product on offense from Yams. Mm-hmm. We thought it was in Houston with the Hoopers, but it just ended up being the Almighty Soul show. We thought it was in Los Angeles with Showtime. It ended up being the Bronny James show. It's not going to be the Corey Yams show offensively in Arizona. It's going to run through Juan Valentine. It's going to run through Khalil Erickson. That's not to say that Yams isn't going to be heavily featured, and I think the Wildcats are going to try to get him heavily featured so they can see what they've got in him. But this is, in my opinion, this isn't the end of the world for Corey Yams, but I'm starting to just wonder, is he just a defensive freak, which, by the way, he's fantastic at. This will be the first step because I think there's going to be a big size advantage for this team. Or rather, it's going to be an interesting size matchup between Dwayne Epps, Levin Cutler, Juan Valentine, and Corey Yams, JR.
Yeah, definitely. I think the front court and down low game is going to be the one area to watch tonight between Arizona and Bama. And like you said, Alabama, how far they go this season entirely depends on DJ Childs. He's the X factor for their season without question.
And that ankle will decide all of it. All right, let's bring in head coach Deontay Porter, head coach for Gotham 5, taking over a program. Well, first off, good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Got JR and Marsh. How y'all doing? Nice to meet y'all. Finally talk to y'all on the TV show on the screen, big screen.
Well, look, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. And Gotham Five has always been a program of intrigue. I don't think I'm alone in saying that. Especially over the last couple of seasons, a lot of turnover with head coaches. I want to say maybe what 4 or 5 head coaches over the past season and a half. So, Coach, I'm curious how do you approach something like that where you have to step in and you're taking over a program that's kind of had a lot of change, a lot of turnover, and you're trying to provide some stability.
I give me a shovel, I dig a hole, and I plant my roots. So I'm here to stay. I'm not. I know people talk about what happened in the past with Gotham Five, but I can only talk about my current reign, and I know I'm here to stay. So I'm just here to, you know, start that foundation and keep growing and keep. I gotta make it solid and just turn Gotham Five around.
Yeah, definitely, Coach. I think that's very commendable. When you look at sort of the new format of SimWorld Prep this season, what are you most looking forward to about the way, travel, tournaments, the way everything's basically going to be played out?
It just seems like to me, I just got a more of a win now feel. Each game is really just important, especially with the points formats. So it just seems like a win now, and I just have a more of a sense of urgency to me. That's what it feels like.
Coach, this is a unique roster. I want to ask you about that because you've got only two 17-year-olds, so you were an exceptionally young roster, including a 14-year-old Miguel Santiago. On top of that, this is a roster that feels like every single guy can create on offense, but might not necessarily be the most shut down defensive player. That's not to say I don't think you might find some or develop some. So I hate to do the two question, but on the age portion, is there any concern on that? And two, do you think that this is a group that is going to be very up tempo, a lot of running and gunning, and just try to blow teams away in high speed affairs?
Yeah. So the age was done on purpose because that's why I'm saying I'm basically trying to prove to people that I'm here to stay. So I wanted to get some people that I can grow with. I didn't want to get everybody that like one season. That's it. I wanted to get some people that I can really grow with through the years. So that's what I'm really excited about. So, and then Miguel, I know he's 14, so I'm really excited about him. I know he's really young, and we're gonna have a lot of time with him. And far as for my roster, yeah, a lot of running gun. Like I think I mentioned before in another interview, Noah Richardson, 40 minutes of hell. So a lot of up tempo, a lot of running gun, a lot of defense. Just gonna be crazy out there. So that's the plan.
I'm definitely a fan of those old Arkansas teams and Coach Smith. But for my last question here, Coach, you mentioned wanting to build and wanting to grow and kind of going with a much younger look this season to kind of help you go along with that philosophy. Kind of piggybacking off Marsh, what is your overall message to your team this season?
I mean, I want to win, but my main thing, I always tell my team, I want to get them to the next level. So that's like he was talking about earlier. That'll be the college level. So I want to win, but at the same time, I want to win the right way. Then I just want to set them up for that next level. So winning is good, but it's a certain way we have to win. I don't want to win by doing it the wrong way or my kids acting the wrong way. We got a certain level of respect and our attitude and hard work that's going to take us to the right direction.
Well, Coach, it's going to be an exciting watch for this group. You've got one heck of a roster combination, so we're excited to have you on the show. We appreciate you taking the time, but also best of luck this season. Plenty of eyeballs on Gotham Five, and looking forward to seeing that foundation built in the home of Gotham Five being restored to its previous power. So best of luck. We look forward to seeing you out there and having you back on again.
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.
All right, that is our
Go
show.
Gotham.
Big What go Gotham indeed. Go Gotham. Well, we appreciate Coach Porter, JR. Appreciate you coming on as well. Huge day, as we've talked about. October 1, spooky season is upon us, as is SimWorld U. LSU Duke at 7 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Is going to be Arizona, Alabama. Plenty of other action going around. We'll talk about all of that tomorrow. We will recap a full SimWorld U slate here on SimWorld today. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate everybody locking in every single day here on SimWorld today on SimWorld TV, the only place you can see the game, be the game.
This has been a presentation